Welcome to Transform Now, the podcast brought to you by robotic process automation pioneer Blue Prism. Digital transformation has the potential to reshape the way companies service their customers, engage their employees, and manage their operations. Whether you're looking to develop strategies, tactics, and best practices to positively impact the future of work, or you're curious to learn how other companies have successfully navigated their digital transformation programs, then this podcast is for you. We're here to help you transform now.
Hello and welcome to Transform Now. This is Xina Seaton, Vice President of Customer Experience with Blue Prism and a co-founder of Women in RPA. I'm pleased to have with me today Kim Meredith from Sysco. Hi, Kim. How are you today?
I'm so good. How are you?
Oh, I am doing well myself. How about introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Kim Meredith. I am Senior Product Owner of RPA at Sysco. And I've been with the company for about 8 years, with the last 3.5, 4 years focusing on automation.
So 3.5, 4 years in automation. So I'm curious, Kim, how you got into automation. Can you share your 3 crazy seconds of confidence story with me?
Yes, absolutely. I had been asking for some opportunities. I was on a team in an area that I didn't know very well and honestly didn't really have a passion for. So I went looking for some opportunities and, was asking some of the leadership in my area and close by areas if there was any possible opportunities for me, all within the IT space for sure, because that's where my heart is. But looking for opportunities. And so just one random Tuesday, he called me into his office and said, "Hey, I have this opportunity for you to lead the RPA team here at Sysco and come with me. Let's go meet your new team." And I thought, wait, what does RPA stand for? Right? I knew nothing about the industry, nothing about this field, nothing about what I would be doing on a daily basis, what would be involved. I knew absolutely nothing about this. And I have a little saying that if you just have crazy confidence for 3 tiny seconds, you can do amazing things. And so I sat there for about 2 seconds. And on the 3rd second, I said, okay, let's go do it. Let's sign me up. Where do I start? So we went and met my new team. And it has been an incredible ride, if you will, since then. It's been an awesome experience. And now I am in love with this space. I truly am passionate about it. I'm super passionate now about getting other women involved in this space, helping to grow women leaders and just bringing awareness to automation and hopefully create the same passion that I have in other people.
Yes, I love that. I love that story. I share it often, seconds of crazy confidence, and you can do amazing things. And you have done amazing things. Tell me how your career has gone over these last 3 years.
It has been so much fun. When we first started, we started as a small team and we were very focused in one specific area of our business. And we were building automations and we started as a proof of concept team. And just to make sure that this automation thing could work for Sysco, and if it would, then how do we create it in a way that we could easily expand and grow? Because we tried to start as we mean to go on. So how do we build from the beginning a platform or an infrastructure that we could grow and expand that would, enable us to build automations for the entire company, not just one specific area or business unit. So we started as a small team. We stood up our infrastructure and our platform, and we trained our developers, and we were making a go of it. And then boom, COVID hit. So we have, I'm sure, a story that is similar to many others where the resources throughout the company were having some issues and the amount of work wasn't going to change, but the people to do those tasks suddenly weren't there. My team at that moment was one of those put your money where your mouth is. We need another couple seconds of crazy confidence because it's about to get big. And it did. It became a critical need automation became a critical need across Cisco almost overnight. And so my team grew in a time where, growth was not the goal, right? We grew 388% in less than a year. And because of the demand on automation and the demand for the need of what we were able to help these different areas of our business do. Yeah, we grew overnight and we tried really hard to stay true to our core values. And we built the team very intentionally. And we wanted to stay true to those intentions. And still, even though we were getting bigger and bigger, we wanted to stay true to the core values that we had and get bigger in a way that we could still honor those values. And I'm super excited to say that we were successful at that. And now our team is a global program. We offer automations and we build automations for we have many different operating sites across the country. So we are building automations for any of them that need it. We've expanded out to our specialty companies. We are in almost every main area of business across Cisco, and the demand just keeps going. So we are doing our very best to accommodate that demand, but it's been a roller coaster ride that has just been one of the best ones ever.
First, let me say congratulations. That is from crazy confidence to where you've landed yourself now, a successful team growing when, as you said, growth wasn't actually the goal because of the value that you were delivering back to the business, that the investment came in that growth. So congratulations, Kim, in leading the team and in doing your part there to help Cisco mire through the COVID.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't have much to do with it. Honestly, I have an incredible team. They're brilliant and they're not afraid to try new things or attack something at a way that hasn't been previously done before. They're all critical thinkers, which is amazing, and not afraid to try something new. So we've had a lot of fun together and we work hard, but we try to play hard too. So I don't think I can take much credit for that. I have an incredible team that has done amazing things. But thank you so much.
I do think that your leadership shows through in their willingness to think outside the box and to take those crazy confidence moves as well. That's definitely inspired by you in your leadership.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. So I love that you've been able to expand your automation practice and best practices across the business, tapping into so many different areas of Cisco. How does automation play into the strategy of the business?
That's a great question. So our CTO, Tom, sends out a technology kind of viewpoint or white paper once a year. And I was really excited to see that automation had been mentioned more than 10 times throughout the white paper. So I think Cisco has a pretty strong future in automation. I think that the business is starting to really understand the value that automation can bring. And so they're starting to count on it to help them meet their goals in a day and age where everything is about reducing cost and lowering expenses. Automation is such a fabulous tool to use to enable that, to help you achieve your goals in that regard. And also improve your work streams, improve your work processes, relieve your people of manual tasks that they don't necessarily need to have critical thinking to be able to do. Right. So taking those manual tasks off of their plate, allowing them to spend time on more valuable activities. I think the business is starting to really be able to, now that they fully understand what it looks like, when you have a bot join your team, when they fully understand the value that it can deliver them, and they're starting to see the things that they can do with all of the time these automations are giving back to them. And so it's really making a difference. And I think it was a paradigm shift, honestly, because the impression that automation came out into the world with was the threat of job displacement. If we employ a bot, if we bring a bot into our team to do the job that I used to do, then what am I going to have to do? That is so not the case. We are all needed with all of the tasks that we do. I don't think that there are very many people at very many companies across the globe that do just one job, right? We all wear so many hats. So it's giving a little bit of time back to us so that we can focus on other things that we need to do. So there's still a million things that need to be done by me in my space and my job. The bot is just going to do the things I don't want to do. So it's a paradigm shift for everybody because they had to realize, oh, wait a minute. Okay, these bots are not going to come in and take my job, especially when I'm the one that has to start them. We have tried really hard over the last couple of years to create that human in the loop connectivity and that space where our associates, they interact with the bot on a regular basis and they have begun to trust them. So I think there's been a shift and it's been very essential, I think, for Sysco's transformation and, the digital transformation that we have been involved in for the last number of years and will continue to be involved in. And I think automation has a critical key space in that area.
Yeah, well, it's critical when you see, to your point, chief officers beginning to talk about automation intertwined with the business strategy. You've cracked a nut there. Can you share a new way of working that's actually been delivered to the business? One of the business partners you work with that maybe prior was skeptical about the bot taking too much of the responsibility that now maybe they can't even imagine doing their work without the bot?
Yes, we have a number of teams that are starting from the beginning, coming back to us and saying, I get to take a lunch now, like didn't have time for a lunch break before. So we've heard so many instances of this that it makes what we're doing even more fun, right? When you get to see the impact that it has on people's happiness and their day-to-day jobs, it's really fulfilling. But that's not what you asked me. The question
On that point, before we go to the actual question, then I'm curious, is that part of what Sysco measures and values as part of its automation program? So do you have more of the soft metrics attached to what you deliver versus just looking at the hard hours returned to business, et cetera?
We did not at first, but we're starting to now because I think that's a piece that's missed by a lot of companies. In the very beginning, it's about proving that it's valuable and proving the dollar savings to the bottom line. And that's important. That's important to give the program legs and to have it take hold and get buy-in from your leadership teams. That's critical. So I think that's a great place to start. But once you've accomplished that, I think you have to start looking at these soft metrics as well, because that tells the whole story. These are the happiness and the satisfaction of our associates keeps them at our companies, right? If they're happy, they're going to stay. If they are appreciated, they're going to stay. So giving automations to these teams helps them feel heard and appreciated, and the value that the work that they're doing is real. And here, we need you to do more critical thinking tasks. We need you to do more of what you're good at. So we're going to take this manual work off of your plate and let a digital worker do it. So we've started to talk more and more about those softer metrics because they're the reality of our day to day. We started trying to make the digital workers more team-like, right? So that the teams would have more ownership and feel more tied into their bots. At the very beginning, that was one of our goals in trying to increase adoption, was to make them another team member. So that gave them some ownership and some acceptance to their bots. But at the same time, it was making them feel heard and valued. And it's those kind of stories that we're trying to track, and we're trying to do a little bit better of a job tracking because it tells the bigger picture. And it tells the truth about the way things are today. And since COVID, there's been a lot of culture shifts, around every company. I think we're more in tune with mental health, or we're more in tune with associate satisfaction, right? We're in tune to these real life scenarios that maybe there wasn't so much recognition of in the past. So it's these softer metrics like that that can help the companies even more promote these new ways of thinking. So we're trying to capture more and more these soft metrics. So yeah, we've heard, goodness gracious, so many stories like that. I can't even begin to know where to start. A couple of areas, there was a lot of time spent on order create. And that was something that was a very manual process with some of the mom and pop restaurants that are our customers. They're not extremely technology savvy, right? Some of them still use fax machines, which if they're not behind a computer all day long, then of course they might be a little, slower to adopt some of the newer technologies. And so they send their orders written on a piece of paper or a napkin from time to time. And so these orders would come in those formats, and our associates would have to try to decipher all of that and then enter it into the system. And they've got a million of these orders waiting for them to enter in. So they're backed up and they're hurried. And so of course they're going to fat finger, they're going to have some typos, what have you. So being able to take those kinds of things off of their plates so they can just go in and check the exceptions or check the ones that might have, popped out for some various reason. The time that they're getting back with the ability to spend with their customers, the time that they're getting back for training, the time that they're getting back to learn and have more awareness of the other tools that they have available to them to be able to use with their customers and serve their customers better. They have more time to actually spend on the phone with their customers so they can create that relationship and have that rapport. Those are the kinds of things that I think are just amazing and so fun to watch as they come back to us as their day-to-day jobs are changing because of the bots.
Yes. And these are the kinds of things that become part of the fabric of the business that you almost can't measure them anymore. I'm using air quotes when I say measure. I realize that you cannot see me, but I think it's really cool as I start to think about a lot of the things I'm reading lately, the great resignation, the war on talent and individuals and trying to really keep employees. As I'm listening to you, I'm thinking, wow, there's definitely a strategy play here in driving higher employee satisfaction through automation that's actually driving lower attrition and is really helping businesses accomplish some of those operational challenges that they're facing, as you pointed out.
I think so. And that is maybe not quite there yet as one of the main reasons to embrace automation, but I hope it becomes more and more of a reason soon because it's the truth, right? Automation can take away those things that you just don't want to do or don't have time to do. And if that can make somebody's job a little bit easier, a little less frustrating, then why wouldn't we do that?
Yes. Yes, agree. I also think there's some use cases of automation where I've heard that you were able to do things that you simply couldn't have done with a human. Humans are awesome, but there's just certain things we are not capable of. And that digital workers obviously have some digital skills that we don't. Do you have any use cases like that you can share with us where you're doing something that literally you just couldn't have even done without an automation?
Goodness, that's a good question. I don't, at this point, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think we have any automations that do something that people can't do, but in a way to, I don't know, kind of on the flip side of that coin, what I think has been a good shift at Cisco is that it used to be only something that was considered on the back end to come in and help with. It was never part of the solution from the beginning. And so that has shifted. Instead of we don't have enough people to do this, or we don't have enough time to do this, or we're spending this amount of time doing this XYZ task, can we have an automation to come and improve that process and take it off of our plates and just make it better? Now, what I'm seeing start happening, which is, I think is amazing, is that people are starting to think of automations as a solution to a problem that doesn't exist yet. So there might be a process that an automation could do that if we were going to employ it or start doing this process, then we would have to hire X number of people. So it's a cost avoidance tool that creates a solution to where something that was never a problem to begin with, it just wasn't done. Maybe there are reasons that it couldn't have been done, but maybe I'm not involved in some of those conversations, but it's starting to become a solution at the very beginning instead of at the very, if that makes any sense at all.
It certainly does. It's a further illustration of how they're connecting automation to the strategy of the business.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
yeah, yeah, you're seeing that really materialize.
And watching the shift in the mindsets, right, has been a lot of fun because something that I love, I've been doing this for a while now. I'm always like, hey, like, what about automation? Hey, have you thought about automation? Hey, what about putting in a bot? What about, right? Like from the very beginning, I've always been, of course, hopefully a champion of what we're doing. And now to start seeing other people that other leaders in other spaces think the same way is just thrilling.
You have been a change agent. Good job, Kim. I would say that you've really helped to drive the shift in mindset. Yeah, you've seen it happen because you've made it happen.
Not me, the
The
automation.
team.
The
I
yeah,
know it's your
team.
amazing team. It's your amazing team. I've really enjoyed chatting with you today, Kim. Fortunately, we're getting towards the end of our time. Any last thoughts you want to share?
No, yeah, well, yes, always. Always.
I did that. I did that.
But I just want to thank you for the work that you're doing in this space and the awareness that you're helping to bring and giving people like me these kind of platforms that hopefully somebody might listen to someday down the road and think, I want to do something like that, right? Like, how do I get into automation? How do I get into IT? There's so many phenomenal jobs and so many opportunities in these spaces that just don't have the awareness, right? Because unless you're deep involved, you might not know what all it is entailed, right? Or what opportunities there are. So I just wanted to say thank you for bringing the awareness to these little nooks and crannies of things in IT and just automation as a whole. So thank you, Xina.
Well, you're welcome. I wouldn't be able to share these awesome stories without friends such as yourself. Kudos all around.
Thank you. Always love talking with you.
It is always a pleasure, Kim. And until the next time, I have said pleasure. I guess for now, I will bid you farewell.
Bid you farewell as well, my friend.
Thank you so much for joining us on Transform Now. Until next time, Xina signing off.
Thanks for tuning in to Transform Now. For more insightful discussions on digital transformation and more, check out our podcast channel where you'll find all of our previous episodes. To make sure you never miss an episode, subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast player. And if you like what you heard, please leave us a review. For more information about digital transformation and the future of work, check out blueprism.com to learn how Blue Prism's digital workforce is enabling enterprise transformation now.